Yo, JGX put out this video which is causing a riot right now. He's calling out all content creators to react to it and see, maybe gather their input about what is happening in Raid right now. This is all coming from a place of love for the game, no hate at all, but we still have to make our voices heard. The small minority at least that is on YouTube. Let's just see what he has to say about it. I have a unique perspective coming into this type of content because I have never spent money in the game, so I'll be approaching it from the free-to-play mindset for those players who spend their time instead of money. How is it? What can we do to make things better? So that's the comment that I'll be adding to it. Not about money for me, but more about my time and enjoyment of the game. Let's see if I even care about what is happening right now in Raid.
I'm calling y'all out. I think it's time for us to try to make some sort of a change. This game is in such a bad state right now, and we've been gradually watching it get pulled further and further away from its potential over the last several years. I mean, pretty much since the game came out. And that's tough. That's frustrating to watch because the game has such a good foundation. There's a lot in this game to enjoy, but Plarium almost refuses to let you enjoy it.
Well, to that I have to say, they listen sometimes. They make some changes sometimes that the player base want. The most one I can remember right now, the one that we can think of right now, is when they increase the storage price from 1,300 to 1,500. That's them listening, right? At least for your artifacts and your other things you're farming. You have more space now to farm and to store it. So that's them listening at least a little bit. So sometimes we have to shout and shout and shout and shout and make noise for a very long time, 3 years, 2 years, sometimes an entire year before a change for that content we've been shouting about to happen. There is a area in the Discord where people go there and make suggestions. Sometimes they pick suggestions from there and they make it happen, but it usually takes them a long time to see whether it's not going to affect them financially before they make any of these changes. So I guess we have to keep shouting about these things that is coming up in the game right now.
Almost like they're trying to do the worst things they can come up with just to see if they can still make as much money as they're making. And they must be, because it's only getting worse every single day, it feels like, at this point lately.
It's a casino company though. It's a casino company. So I've played other games. They are not this crazy about getting money from their players. Raid, what keeps Raid most popular or active right now and spend a lot of money in their marketing is the amount of money they are able to make. Again, I shouldn't be talking about money because I don't spend money in the game, but I just have to put it out there, like they chase money so much because it allows them to do so much marketing, and that is what keeps the game afloat by bringing in more new players as older ones are getting tired of their financial drain and then decide to leave. So I think that's what is happening. The cycle continues.
I don't think anybody needs to be convinced that this is terrible. And it's one of many things that's terrible. But this is the freshest of them. This is a deliberate smack in the face.
I'll just direct your attention to my video that I did, pulling shards. I know that's just one video of pulling shards, but I think one is enough to find out that this 25x is a scam. It's still a scam. As he said, 10x is a scam, 25x is still a scam because it requires you to pull so much shards in terms of the sacred shards or even the legend to get the legendary champion. 3 legendaries before you begin to hit that 25 mark. Then I pulled up to 3 epics and I was still pulling and I did not get the epic champion that is advertised. Now I know maybe I have to pull up to 20 epics before I don't have it, or even more before I say it's a scam. But no, I'm not waiting to get up to that amount to say it's a scam. From onset, when it was announced, we saw that it was going to be good for epics, for those players who are looking for specific epic champions. But they didn't put great epics in the mix. They just put random ones that a lot of players already have or don't even want. I thought there would be like 3 epics and then 3 legendaries. A lot of newer players will benefit from getting those epics because this legendary one is only for spenders, for those players who can pull 3 legendaries to hit that 25x mark. So it's not a good one at all. It's only for spenders.
And people are going to participate in it. Because Plarium doesn't care what we say. There's been a pattern for years where Plarium does the thing that they do. All the content creators make videos about how bad it is. All of the comments echo the sentiment, and the community as a whole, at least the YouTube side of the community as a whole, kind of expresses, we don't like this, this is bad. But then we also turn right around from that and continue to give them money and continue to do the fusions. And
sometimes they just wait until all the noise we're making right now about this 25x or about the fragment event that they increase the number of summon rush points, they just wait till all this die down and then they launch something entirely different. Sometimes it doesn't have to be about money. Sometimes it's just they see that they increase the points for dungeon divers, they increase the points for a lot of other things. People are making noise about it, but they're just waiting for us to die, for the noise all to go down, and they are not going to decrease it or make any changes about it. They just say that's the new norm. They don't even respond to say, okay, we hear you and we know that we did increase the number of points. They're just like, it's normal, and it's you're eventually going to get used to it. That's the attitude they bring towards it whenever we complain about, oh, you changed this and we don't like this change. They're like, it's normal, it's part of the game. And everybody just goes. Sometimes it's not about spending, it's about the more resources you have to spend on things that was not that like that before. So that's just an idea, not just money all the time.
buy their passes and participate in the events and tournaments and do all of the things that we just talked about how much we hate. So we say one thing, but then they have data and analytics and revenue that says another. And that's what they care about. They care about the money, number one, but they also care about having analytics that back up the decisions they're making. So if we embrace this mindset of, well, we've got to do it because it's all we've got, they're apparently never going to stop doing fusions, so I might as well just do all the fusions. The events are never going to get better, so I might as well just do what I have.
Well, the noob to pro is not doing that. That's what I also encourage everybody playing raid. If you look at a fusion and you know you don't have enough resources or it's going to drain, I've already preached this all the time I started the noob to pro series. I was like, if you see a fusion and it's not going to be worth your time in terms of the type of champion or the resources drain that it will happen, or when you're spending that amount of time on a fusion, that means you're not spending it on your account progression. I always focus on account progression first, because the noob to pro has two things to focus on: getting to dungeon 25 and getting to clan boss ultra nightmare. I mean, what do you call it, faction wars, getting Lydia. Those are the two goals. Every other thing is a distraction, and without pulling shards, without doing fusions, I can still meet those two goals. Yes, I can. So all these other things that are happening in the game is a huge distraction, and I always say it that way. If you focus on two things you're focused on, or one thing, whether you're trying to beat clan boss, whether you're trying to reach dragon 20, 25, or even dragon hard, if you focus on that one thing and ignore every other thing in the game that is happening, you have so much fun in the game. Whether it's Hydra that is your passion, whether it's PvP that you like to fight your 10 arena tokens every day, focus on one thing rather than all these other events that will just make you pissed off and angry. Now, those are contents. All these other events are just a resource drain. That's the way I see it.
That, coupled with the culture they've created where you're missing out if you don't do everything.
Now,
if you miss this fusion, you could be missing out on the next Brogni. You don't do.
That's what people used to say. Go for a fusion because you don't know when they will buff it. Go for a fusion, even if it's mid, get that champion and put it in your vault. You don't know when something will happen. Nah. My main account that has all the resources is not going for these fusions or these fragment events because I'm fear of missing out. No, it's just because I have excess resources. Talking about 25, 30 chickens. If I want to take, there is no champions I want to take to 6-star right now. So champion training is done. For silver, I have over 70, 80 million silver. 80 million silver. That means artifact enhancement is done in just like that. So dungeon divers, I could just turn it on and wake up, and by the morning it's done. That's also a free-to-play account. So the main reason on my main account, because it's been playing for what, 3 to 4 years now, I have unlimited resources, so to say, to go for all these things. That doesn't mean that I want to. It's just that I see those, what do you call it now? Primal shards. I'm trying to save primal shards, so I get that from dungeon divers. I see legendary skill tome. I'm trying to get it. I get it from artifact enhancement or champion training. So I go for those other resources than the fragment champion himself. No, the fragment champion could help me during CVC, yes, but that's not the main reason, because the champion himself is not the goal. The goal is the other resources to get along the way. That's why my main account actually goes for all these things. Because I tell you, from the last 3-4 fragment events that they've done, the champions have not been built. I've not built this other champion, the Fool. I've not built a lot of other champions. I've not even put in books on them. They are not on my list of champions I intend to build and use anytime soon. So the main goal of going for this fusion is not to get the champion and use immediately. No, it's mostly for just to keep aside and get the resources along the way. The fusion is not really mid, and you can eventually get them through shards.
Do this event, you're not going to get all those legendary tomes at the bottom. You're missing out. If you don't pull your shards, you're missing out. How can you pass up on this? You've got a 25x chance to get blah blah blah. How could you pass up? They're always trying to make you be empty. They're always trying to make you feel like you're missing out.
True.
And that you need to spend money to not be missing out. And that's got to stop. It doesn't have to be that way. There's plenty of other mobile games that are not like this, right? And
when I started playing Raid, it used to be weekend 2x event. You play the game on a normal day. Weekday, there was nothing in terms of shard. The portal was not glowing all the time. All the time, the portal is only weekends, especially on weekends, that you find the portal glowing. So what Raid has managed to do over the years up till now is to make sure that portal is always glowing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the portal is glowing. So that means more players will be tempted to click and see why the portal is glowing, and click and see which champions are available, whether it's a 2x, whether it's a guaranteed, or whether it's an extra legendary event. There is always something going on in the portal right now, no longer just weekend to weekend, because that's not enough money for them, obviously. So they have to put a champion event during the week, all week long, that will make sure you pull your shards. That's just what it means by making sure you stay drained and stay empty, or buy more with that credit card. But for the free-to-play player, I have no problem like that. I can save my shards for only 2x events. I used to say it's only 2x events that will make me pull shards, but see what is happening right now. 2x events are beginning to be pushed and be replaced by all these other more spending intensive 10x, 25x events. That is what 2x will soon be obsolete if they continue like this.
And again, the foundation here is great, and there's a lot of fun to be had in the game. But this champion pass is the most boring, lazy, uninspired battle pass I've ever seen in a game since battle passes have been a thing. And if enough people buy this, this is what they'll look like forever. There will be no reason for them to change it or try to make it better if enough people buy it. And I worry that enough people have.
The feedback I gave about this champion pass when it launched was the same thing I said about Forge Pass. Forge Pass doesn't exist for the free to play. If you don't spend money in this game, Forge Pass is none of your business. That's none of your concern. That's the same approach I look towards Champion Pass. As you play the game naturally, do your daily missions, do all the stuff, artifact announcement and all that during the normal daily advanced quest. You eventually hit the number of points required to clear all your free rewards in the Champion Pass and the Forge Pass. So these two, from the free-to-play perspective, we are like, bring in more rewards, but it's not going to entice us. The goal is to give you some free things to make you see what you're missing out on and then decide to spend on the bottom row. But it has never worked for me. It has never made me want to spend and click that Get Elite Pass. That's why even in the Forge Pass, sometimes they put a little, one of those red dots. They put it inside the place where there's money to be spent to make you click, open it, and close it. Just say you look at the amount of money you should have paid to get some of those awesome rewards for that Forge Pass. But no, that legendary artifact is not going to make me spend money on that Forge Pass. Neither will it make me spend money on this bottom row, which is even worse from what people are saying. So if you're one of those spenders who are looking at it, I want this champion, you could totally do without the champion because she's mid, according to what people are saying about her.
But I feel like as a community, we need to try to make them understand that 50,000 silver brews and clan boss keys aren't enough for something like this. That's not going to cut it if you're trying to get our real life money. You can't do a crossover and not have the champ even look like the person it's supposed to look like. Who is this lady? That's not Xena. That's Christy from down the street in a Xena costume. They're not trying. They don't care. This is
I mean, Raid is perfectly good, or they are very, very good with graphics, right? With champion designs and all that. So maybe them making her a little bit different from the original was kind of a marketing thing, of kind of what was agreed with the contract. Maybe, I don't know, because it was on purpose. It wasn't a mistake for sure.
is unbelievably uninteresting. And they don't care, and they don't have to care. And that's frustrating. And I think as a community, we can change that. I would love to see them.
How?
I would love to feel like they care about this game. I would love to feel like they care about the community. I would love to see anniversary events that are something more than the number of the year it is on the banners in the events tabs, but the same events and the same shit. Third year anniversary, we got cakes and 3s. Fourth year anniversary, they dropped the cakes. We got 4s. They don't do anything interesting. Anniversary events in mobile games are supposed to be a big deal. That's supposed to be the developer saying, thank you for getting us another year.
You know, some people don't care about their birthdays. You know, one of those people that do not celebrate their birthdays. Maybe that is what Raid is on about right now. You are supposed to give me something on my birthday. I'm not supposed to give you something on my birthday. So maybe that's the attitude. I don't know. They are switching it up on us.
In an industry where it's very tough to rack up years. This is a very competitive industry. This is tough. So when your players carry you another year, you're supposed to appreciate that. That's supposed to mean something. But they have such clear disdain for their player base. Like they straight up have made it clear they don't even like us. That they put a few 4s. And for the 5th anniversary, they'll throw a few 5s in, if that. Because again, they downgraded from 3 to 4. So who knows what we're getting at the 5th year anniversary. But they don't like you.
One free legendary for every player who logs in during that anniversary period will be something that is worth an anniversary. You know, one of those players that you can no longer get in the game. They design a champion and give it for free as an anniversary gift. But after then, that player, that champion cannot be obtained anywhere from any source in the game. Now, that's something that you can call an anniversary present. And of course, that champion has to be good and useful, not one of those vaulted ones. Just an idea, Plarium, if you're watching these videos. Not just chickens and resources. Something tangible that people can remember. Oh, that's the 5th anniversary reward. Oh, that's the, you know, or even a skin that cannot be obtained anywhere else besides that anniversary. These are the things that people remember your anniversary for, not just for just resources you used immediately and finish it.
These other games, these other mobile games, some of them, it feels like they appreciate their players, and it's so noticeable. It's kind of the difference in how a small business feels about their customers versus how like Walmart feels about their customers. Like, they know that they're fine. They know they're getting your money, and they don't.
They are not getting my money, and soon, if it continues like this, they will not be getting our time. That's what it feels like, because if the player base is complaining so much, that means even other players who are not even watching YouTubers, who are not on the Discords, will also be feeling a similar way, because it's not just we sharing the frustration from one video to another content creator to another player. No, it's something that you felt when you saw that event. It's not because a content creator said it, that's why you began to hate that Xena event. No, it's not because a content creator said it, that's why you began to hate the 25x event. No, you saw it, you read the news, you thought, you know, and then when we said it, you're like, oh, you're right. So that's what it is. So those players who are also not on the social media will also be feeling a similar way. But I guess if there are a lot of more new players coming in, more than people that are leaving, it doesn't even affect them.
Don't even really want to interact with you. They don't care what you think. They don't care what you think. They care how much money they make. They care what their data says. If we go into their wallets for a change, the game will get better. And I bet you it'll get better rapidly. I know that as the YouTube community, we're not the whole player base, and we're not even a majority of the player base, But we're enough of the player base. If we weren't, they wouldn't engage with us at all. There wouldn't be a content creator program. They wouldn't do the things with the content creators that they do. They wouldn't bother. But there's enough of us here, right? There's enough of the whale population that's engaged with the YouTube community to make a difference. We can't dry their whole well up, but we can put a dent in their revenue. There's plenty of this game to play without rewarding their nonsense.
So that's the video right here from J Geeks calling out all content creators to take a stand, sort of, or to give their opinion about what they think about this money-hungry methods that Plarium has been using these few months to see if they can suck some more money out of the players who are already spending in the game. Now, for me personally, what they try to do to the free-to-play players is to make you spend all your resources. So if you're not careful, for free-to-play players like me or like others who have been free-to-play, you will eventually come to a point in the future. Now, for example, the Noob to Pro counted how many shards we have, and we ended up about 2,150 or 2,300 points in the summon rush. That's a point. That's a place where some players will be like, maybe this is the time I need to buy just one secret shard to get me to the 3,000 or 3,600 mark. That right there was a conscious decision to make players who have few resources that cannot complete summon rush spend for summon rush. Normally we could do summon rush and then find a way to do champion chase, but this time instead of splitting it, they put it all in one day where you don't have enough resources. Now that right here is not something to make people get angry on it. No, it's just for the free-to-play players to spend all their resources and it's not enough, and then you go and swipe that card and eventually become a paid. So it's all supposed to convert you to a spender. That's why the pop-ups have never been stopping whenever we log in, and even if you've been free-to-play for 4 years, you still can't avoid the pop-ups from advertising content to you that you don't even read, or you click by mistake, it pops out, they're like, oh, we almost had that one. So it's not going to stop. I don't think it will stop. But what can we do as free-to-play perspective? What can I do to create a dent per se in... All I can do is do my dailies and log off. That's it. I think that's the best I can do. Do my dailies and log off. But my main account right now is going for that fusion. The Noob to Pro is not. So on that account, I'm currently doing a more of champion training, taking all my champions to 60 because I need to do that main goal of getting Lydia. That's the purpose. So if this video was kind of negative, is because it needs to be. It's not every time that we as content creators have to stay on the positive side, especially when crazy things like this are happening. Now, take note. This is the month of November, right? Yes. By December, something new. When I say something new, something that doesn't already exist in the game already, some changes that already exist in the game but will be increased, will happen again. This is what is a norm right now. Either something new, a new mechanic, a new type of content will come up that will require more spending, or something new in terms of resources that will require more spending will come up. This is like a calendar. Before the month of December reach, they already have something planned for the month of December that will bring them more money. It's not that will bring joy to the players or that will bring excitement to the community. No. It's not that December ice design that they will put in the middle of the screen that some champions will be skating. No. That's not what is being planned. The main plan is for the month of December, how do we make it monetized? Now, there are some games who just put these monetizations in their game. What do I mean? I'm talking about the store, right? There are some games who, a lot of other games have the store. Just leave the store alone. Where is it? Right here. You have the store. I don't even know where the store is. Here. Just leave it. Isn't this enough? That's what I'm always thinking. Isn't this enough? Like, why just leave the energy right here, the shards? People will buy it. People who want to buy will buy it. Why does there always have to be some way to trick them to buy it? That's the part. So that's what I'm saying. In the month of December, or even towards this end of this month, something new to trick you into spending. That's the pop-up right here. You think this primal shards was added, this mythical champions was added for your enjoyment or for satisfaction? No, it was added as in something new to make players spend. And I'm taking my stand right here that to seeing how much primal shards I can accumulate until one day they decided to do a 2x event, because that's something new they might introduce one day. 2x primal shard event, but you have to spend first. So something new is going to always come up right here that will encourage you to spend. Even if you've never spent, it will entice you to spend. And why haven't I ever spent money in the game? Is it a stand that I took right from the beginning? No, it's because I have better things to do with my money. That's just the simple fact. I'm not saying people who spend in games don't have better things to do with their money. No. I bought what? I can buy Minecraft game. I think I can pay once for what do you call it? Those welcome moon for Genshin Impact. There are times when that $5, that $10 is nothing. You actually enjoy spending it. Think I almost bought Call of Duty the other day, or I'm waiting for Genshin. What do you call it now? Grand Theft Auto GTA 6. I will buy that. So there are times when you like, although I'm free to play, there are times when I do not mind spending. So I bring in a card because it's totally worth it. GTA 6, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it, even if I've played Raid for 4 years and I've never spent. I live in Nigeria, but I do have a dollar card, a card I can use to pay in dollars, because you have to. My local card doesn't work for foreign payments, so I do have a special card, dollar card. I have a PayPal, a US PayPal that I can use to buy all this stuff. So there are funds in it, and I do have money from YouTube and all that stuff. So why don't I spend? Because I have better things to do. And I count that cash and give to my mom, count that cash and give to. You see, I'm not gonna spend it in a game. Yes, but you spend your time. Yes, I have nothing else better to do. That's why I spend my time in the game. But these days, I'm beginning to focus a lot of my time to some other productive venture, which I will announce soon, so you guys can see the results of that venture soon. So that's why maybe if you're not seeing too many content from me, know that I'm spending my afternoons on Raid, and then the rest of the evening I'm off. I'm not on the game. It's playing on auto, and I'm doing some other more important things, because free-to-play life requires a lot of time spent in the game, though the Noob to Pro series will still get complete and meet its ultimate goal of getting to Lydia. Once that account is done, will there be a new Noob to Pro series starting season 4? If this continues, the Noob to Pro, that season 3 will be the last one you see. If this, because it doesn't affect the free-to-play, yes, but the negative attitude in the community just makes you not want to play the game more. Once I'm done recording this video, posting it out on a Sunday, if you guys see it on a Sunday, I'm recording it on Saturday. The entire Sunday, what will I be doing? Playing Genshin Impact. Do I post videos of Genshin Impact? No, I don't. Sometimes I do a stream on the channel or all that. But there are games which you don't play for content. You just play because it's a relaxing game and playing a story and all that. You know, Raid is becoming a money game. Genshin Impact don't make you spend money like this. They do release their champions once a month. It's like clockwork. Once a month. Yes, once a month, new banner. But Raid is like, all right, good luck to all of you spending money in the game. It's never been me, and it's gonna never be me. I don't know how much somebody can pay me to make me spend money in Raid. Probably $5,000 paid to me would not make me spend $5 in the game. Do I hate the game? No, I just don't think it's worth it for the amount of money they already have. It's as if you're giving more money to the richest man in the world. Go give it to a beggar on the street. Don't give it to a company who already have excess, who are ready to spend it on millions on adverts. All right, let me end it right here. Good luck, J-Gigs, with your army of putting a dent in Raid's financials. I don't think it's gonna work, but hopefully they listen. I hope they listen.